Shalom, all praises to Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect by Shem Rakah Quadash. My name is Yakalba from Plain Tables Camp. This is Black Mirror, Black Museum episode. Esau, Edom, so-called white man. He calls himself a white, but he's not white. There's no person that's white on this planet, or black for that matter. Esau, Edom, is the so-called white man, and he has founded Babylon the Great. That's in the scriptures, Revelation 18th chapter, etc. And when Esau puts out his cinema, he proves that he's controls Babylon, and he's Edom. He's Esau, Edom. Esau and Babylon are one and the same. They relate to each other. Esau is Esau is Edom, is the people on whom controls Babylon. All right, let me get that real quick. We look up Jeremiah 49 and 20 and Jeremiah 50 and 45. It's saying the same thing. It's the same prophecy. That's using Edom in place of Babylon and Babylon in place of Edom. All right, that's how we know that Edom is Babylon. All right. And T-men, the wise men of Esau, Chaldeans would be the wise men of Babylon. Right, so it's the same prophecy, just using different words to describe the same thing. So we know the Edomites are in control of Babylon. T-man is supposed to be the wisest. Chaldeans is supposed to be the wisest among the Babylonians. All right. So in the 50th chapter, this is not talking about ancient Babylon. All right. It's impossible to be talking about ancient Babylon. Ancient Babylon right now, the people are poor, all right, and they've already been conquered by the Americans already, all right, and that land is not burning with fire, all right. They don't have control over the earth. Most of their country is a desert. So it's impossible to be talking about some Arabs in the damn desert, or in the green areas. All right, they don't have universal worldwide commerce, influence around the world, military bases all around the world. They don't have the ancient, the Arabs over in Iraq, and the ones that identify as Assyrian do not have power like so-called white man has. All right, he's Esau, Edom, and the whore of Babylon. All right, it's referring to the same thing. All right, these scriptures do not identify the ancient Babylonian Assyrians or Arabs. They don't have that much power in Iraq. All right, the Edomites, the so-called white man, has the power, the technology, and the influence around the world to fulfill these prophecies. All right. So basically, this episode goes into Revelation 18. All right, and Nahum. So we get Revelation 18, and Revelation 18 talks about the destruction of Babylon. And after these, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having the great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. We looked that up. It goes into desert creatures. For all the nations have drunk of the wine of her wrath of her fornication. All right. So Iraq, the Arabs in Iraq don't have influence around the whole earth. The Americans have influence around the whole earth. They send out emissaries, teachers to other countries. This is a small example. and pay them to teach children in other countries English or how to get into certain businesses. That's what they spending the tax dollars on. For all the nations have drunk of the wine of wrath of fornication, and the spread of her democracy, her way of life, the inclusion. Everybody's equal, which is a lie. They don't actually practice it, but that's just to corrupt their nation. So the whole, what they call wisdom, the whole spirit of America, Americana, is spread throughout the whole earth. For all the nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. The so-called democracy, everybody gets a vote, which is not really true, but that's spread. The protesting thing, even though they may have not even started in America, but it's America's known for it. Earth have committed fornication with her, right? And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. Yeah, the petrodollar have gotten rich. So you created a false balance so they can take advantage of fractional reserve banking and trust on that dollar, which is not backed by anything of substance besides your trust in your war machine. So they all depend on that petrodollar. So we look up fornication, 4202. Yeah, 4203 up there. Pornea. Pretty much the same word. Well, they promote this in their countries. These words here. All right. And also, when you go into the word 4203, porneo, idolatry. I think I said it on the previous one also. Practice idolatry. Fornication. To permit oneself to be drawn away by another into idolatry. Yeah, and the worshiping him. His way of life. The defilement of idolatry as incurred by eating sacrifices offered unto idols. Worship of idols. Right? Because America is a damn idol. People actually used to believe the streets were paved of gold and that you could come to America and you become a millionaire. That's a fornication. All right. Let me get down here to the point. Standing afar off and for the fear of a torment, because Babylon America is going to be incinerated with a nuclear holocaust, and it's going to be a huge flame. It's not going to go out for a long period of time. For torment, saying, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city. Ancient Iraq is not a mighty city. Let me go to ancient Iraq. I was looking up the ruins of Babylon. They built some of it up, like the tall buildings you see. That's not the original. All right. This is not a great city. This area here, it's really talking about the country. But most of the country is desert, but you can look at the fertile areas right here. As you can see, the dark spots. This is not a mighty city. All right. It's not talking about ancient Iraq. All right. Remains of the Hanging Gardens, the archaeological evidence and all that. So you got a lot of artifacts and structures and shapes there, so they know it was Babylon. Ancient Babylon was around here. It's impossible we talk about ancient Babylon. All right, Iraq is not a mighty city, all right, a mighty country. All right, the America is a mighty country. It's a mighty, which is a city. All right, which is divided into different subdivisions, etc. All right, it's impossible to talk about ancient Iraq. The mighty city it's not mighty. Let's look up mighty. Icaros. Strong, living being, strong either in body or mind, one who stands against saints' attacks, an animate thing, strong, violent, forcibly uttered, firm, sure. That's America. Powerful, strong, Icarus, valiant, forcible. Yeah, he calls the nations to commit fornication. America has the most influence on other countries than any other country in the world. America. It only points to America. It doesn't even point to Britain or Germany or Iraq or Saudi Arabia or none of them. It ports to America. You got to learn English to be a pilot. All right? That's the language of being a pilot. Not because of Britain, because of America. America's influence, which is Babylon, okay? America has spread her ideas and doctrine throughout the whole globe more than any other nation. Standing afar, let's go down to the point. And cinnamon and odors and ointments and frankincense and wine and oil and fine flour and sweet wheat and beasts and sheep and horses and chariots and slaves and souls of men. All right, so they won't be able to sell their merchandise. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. All right. So their commerce is going to stop because Babylon, America, is going to be destroyed. All right. This is the great city, America. It's not Iraq. All right. Comparing America and Iraq, which is the great merchant city? There's no question that America is the great merchant city. All right. And slaves and souls of men. All right. So in this episode, the devil captured this Israelite soul. I'm going to say he's from the tribe of Judah. I don't know what his background is, but he's probably from the tribe of Judah. All right. And she looked like she's from either tribe of Judah or Benjamin. All right. Or Levi. All right. From the kingdom of Judah. So he actually had this man's soul in captivity. I believe he was being tortured. I ain't watched the episode in a while. But the point is, they had this Israelite soul captured. All right. Now Esau, he can't really do that on that level. But the point is here, when you look up soul, it means your mind. It means slavery, your body. All right. Slave souls of men, G5590. We got Suche, and go down to a living being. All right. A living being. Psalm 64, so he shall make his own tongue to fall upon himself. So distinguish, and we look up the first uses of the word Suche in the Gospels, young child's life. Right? For they are dead which sought the young child's life. What ye shall put on is not the life more than meat, and the body than a remnant. So the word suche is being used as your life on earth, on firma, the earth, terra firma. It's not talking about your spirit. All right? Because all the souls belong to Yahweh Shai. Yahweh and Yahweh Shai created all of us. All right? So souls of men, referring to, he has their bodies in captivity and their minds are hooked on the vibration that he puts out, which is, adultery. You can change from a man to a woman to a man, men with men, women with women. You can believe in these leaders that don't improve your lifestyle or put money in your pocket. Worship Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, They arguing over who they gonna vote for. Two millionaire, billionaire Edomite men, so Caucasian men. All right. So the world, Jesus, they get his name wrong. His name is Yahweh Shai. They have all those nations believe that the Lord is a so-called white man. All right. Or the not all of them, but the churches that are in those countries. All right. Christianity, anti-Christianity, all right, that's Edomite, that's so-called white supremacy. All right. So how you get somebody's soul? You get their mind onto doing what you want them to do. All right. So and cinnamon and slaves and souls of men. So everything that Esau used for his benefit, he no longer is going to receive. The slaves and souls of men after Babylon's destroyed, and the fruits that thy soul lusted after are departed from thee, and all things which were dainty and goodly are departed from thee, and thou shalt find them no more at all. All right, this is not talking about Iraq. All right, the merchants of these things which were made rich by her shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing, and saying, alas, alas, that great city that was clothed in fine linen and purple and scarlet and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. Yeah, it's not talking about Iraq, all right, or Iran or Syria, or any of those Arab countries. It's referring to America, Babylon. All right, the richest, most powerful nation that ever lived. All right, and they did it by fraud, fractional reserve banking, the petrodollar. For in 1 hour so great riches has come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company and ships and sailors, and as many as trade by sea stood afar off, and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? It's America. No city is like America. All right. It's not talking about a city of like 20 million people and they do everything. No, it's talking about a country. All right. The whole country of the great city. All right. Let's go to Edomite supremacy, so-called white supremacy. So you go to Nahum, because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcrafts that selleth nations to her whoredoms and families through her witchcrafts. All right. So how is Esau being able to operate? They operate through witchcraft. All right. That's how the northern kingdom, southern kingdom went into slavery, through Esau selling us. All right. And he practiced trading of traffics slaves from the other nations also. All right. I'm mainly no concern with Israel. So the nation through a horn. So Edomite supremacy. How does Esau get your soul? By injecting Edomite supremacy into your mind. All right, it's I believe this is the original album for the score for 10 Commandments. You got Charleston Heston. Got the Paleo Hebrew there. As big as it can go. As you can see, I don't know if you can see that. Right there. La la la. You have to zoom in to see it. I can't make it any bigger. 500%. It's all Edomite supremacy. Now you got the Pharaoh looking like Satan. All right, they're all pale faced. It's Edomite supremacy. And these men that are sitting here, these are Hamites. All right. They're not. They don't look like so-called Caucasians. All right. So this is Edomite supremacy. So basically, Christianity and the Jayism, it's all Edomite supremacy. So-called white supremacy. See. So all this is going to be destroyed when Babylon is destroyed. Moses was never captured. So they fucking up the story. If that's supposed to be Moses. Alright. There these are Edomites crossing the Red Sea, which was, I believe, a gulf or a vein of the Red Sea. If I'm using the right word, not sure if I'm using the right word, but it was a vein of the Red Sea, but it wasn't the main part of the Red Sea. All right, so this is Edomite supremacy. All right. So basically, if you are a Christian, you call yourself a Christian in the traditional sense, the American traditional sense. You're a Edomite, you're a so-called white supremacist. I guess it's the burning bush. It's bigger right here. It says La'ah. That's the bull. I believe the sacrifices, they would put you inside the bull and cook you. I believe that's one way they would sacrifice you. That's probably Molech. Molech. Yep. So-called white supremacy. All right, it's the last page here. So when we look up the episode, I'm not gonna play it. He was convicted of a crime, and I'm not sure if he was actually guilty of the crime, but they captured his soul in the episode, and you can look at the episode. It was a horrible existence. I mean, it was. I remember when this first came out. This is being talked about a lot. So Esau knows that he has done evil to the nation of Israel, the tribe of Judah, and the other tribes, focusing on Judah. And this is an example of the hell that was put on the rest of the tribes, Judah being the head. All right. So Esau deals with the trading of slaves. All right. Well, with the slave trade. All right. Slave trade was about, your traders of our own people, Hamites, Arabs, and Edomites that came from Europe got together and they traded us. All right. It was called the slave trade. So they received something for our souls, which is our life, meaning that we were going to work and do the bidding of our captors, our possessors. So we know where Babylon is. It's America. It's not Iraq. America is decked in gold and purple and sits as a queen above the other nations. America is the greatest, most powerful nation that has ever lived on earth. By wicked standards, but it's still great and powerful. So it cannot be talking about ancient Iraq. And we know that America deals in slaves, slave trade, and whether it be chattel slavery and slavery of the mind. So hope you're edified. Shalom.